A main selling point of public blockchains is that its on-chain data is transparent and accessible to anyone. But in reality, it can be daunting to analyze raw blockchain data even with a blockchain explorer. The surge of meme coins on Solana, with many later revealed to be exploitative, is a prime example of why we need better tools for due diligence. So, enter Bubblemaps, an on-chain analytics platform that turns complex token holder data into interactive visual maps. It gained traction after it helped uncover several high-profile meme coin pump and dumps in 2024. So, in today's video, we'll explain what exactly Bubblemaps is and how you can use it too for your own research. So, Bubblemaps is essentially a visual crypto tracker that maps out how a token's top holders are connected. So instead of showing a plain list of addresses and balances like a traditional block explorer, Bubblemaps shows this data as a cluster of colored bubbles on a chart, creating a visual network of relationships between top holders. So by representing wallets as bubbles and linking those that have interacted with one another, this helps you to quickly see the relationships between wallet addresses. And the result is a colorful map of wallet connections that makes it immediately obvious if a token supply is concentrated or well dispersed among holders. Now, Bubblemaps currently supports tokens and NFTs on Ethereum, Solana, BNB Chain, Base, Polygon, Arbitrum, Avalanche, and more. To understand how to use Bubblemaps, let's break down the basic elements of a bubble map. Since the biggest holders have the most influence on a token, Bubblemaps shows only the top 150 holders of a token. Each bubble represents a wallet address, with the size of the bubble proportional to the percentage of a token's total supply held by the wallet. So the larger the bubble, the larger the share. A map with just large bubbles indicates a few hold a large amount of a token supply, whereas evenly sized bubbles would mean a more distributed supply. If any two of the top 150 wallets have ever transacted with each other, the bubbles will be connected with a line. A dotted line indicates a one-way transfer, whereas a solid line means there were transactions going both ways between the two wallets. When a group of bubbles are connected by lines, they form a cluster. Clusters represent a web of transactions among wallets and are highlighted with different colors on the map. So clusters can mean several things. Either a central wallet distributed tokens through a pre-sale, an insider controlling a group of wallets, paid promotions, or simply legitimate transfers between the 150 top wallets. To get started with Bubblemaps, head to app.bubblemaps.io, search for a token by name or by its contract address. As Bubblemaps supports several networks, keep in mind to check that you are selecting the token with the right network in the search results. After you select a token, you'll see the bubble map visualization. From here, like we talked about, you can see the size of the biggest bubbles, which are the largest holders of the token. You can also see the clusters of bubbles connected by lines, and depending on the token that you selected, you might see clusters distinguished by different colors. You can drill down on each wallet by clicking on an individual bubble. A tooltip will appear and display the wallet's rank among holders. Let's click on the largest bubble, and this will show us that this is a wallet ranked number 1, holding about 12% of WIF's total supply, and it's owned by an exchange, Binance. The tooltip also shows that the cluster associated with this wallet controls 22% of the total supply. So click on Show Transfers, and this will show other wallets that have transacted with this wallet. The amount besides the red arrow indicates SOL sent by our selected wallet, green for amount of SOL received by our selected wallet. Clicking on the arrow will bring us to the Blockchain Explorer, showing the transactions between the two wallets. In this case, SolScan has identified this wallet wallet as yet another Binance wallet, so it's probably safe to assume the addresses in this cluster are the ones that Binance uses. So for a more interesting example, let's take a look at the celebrity token Hawk. The token was marketed as a community-first project and promised decentralization, fairness, and inclusivity. But the data tells a different story. Just one glance at the Bubblemap and it's clear that something was off. The historical view shows us that the team's wallets held around 96% of the token supply. About 16% of this was secretly unlocked for a pre-sale, as indicated by a bubble with dotted lines branching out to many smaller bubbles. Hawk would pump over 50,000% within the day of its public launch, as most of the private pre-sale participants quickly cashed out. This resulted in a pump and dump that is down over 90% from its all-time high within the first day of its launch. Now, we're happy to say that we've integrated Bubblemaps directly within both CoinGecko and Gecko Terminal's coin pages. If the token is on one of the blockchains supported by Bubblemaps, you can find its Bubblemap below the price chart. Just click on Holders on CoinGecko or Bubblemaps on Gecko Terminal. You can interact with it just as on the Bubblemaps website. Identify clusters, drill down on specific wallets, and analyze transfers between wallets. On Gecko Terminal, you can even copy notable wallet addresses highlighted by Bubblemaps and filter for its transactions directly in Gecko Terminal by clicking on the filter icon next to From and pasting the address in the search. This will show you the list of buys and sells that a wallet has made and plot it on the price chart to show when their trades have been executed. Now, every token's distribution is different, so every Bubblemap tells a different story. While analyzing token holder distribution and tracking down wallet activity has been made more accessible with Bubblemaps, skill is still needed to understand the data. So if you want to learn more about analyzing with Bubblemaps, you should check out its case studies and blog posts. And that is it for this video. If it helped you out, leave us a like and subscribe for more crypto-related guides. Have fun exploring the data, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.